This segment is brought to you by Rouse's Markets. Feels like home. Hello again, everyone. On a very special day, I'm Martin False, and I know a lot of you can go back to 9/11, and you know exactly where you were, you know exactly whom you were with when the tragedy took place on that September day. Well, today in Terrebonne Parish, a ceremony, a lot of first responders getting together to let us remember the names of those that fell on that day. Fell for liberty, and America was strong and remains strong on that topic, even to this day, as many gathered to call out the fallen names.
Lieutenant Michael Esposito, Lieutenant Michael N. Fodder, Brian Bilcher, Gary Box, Thomas M. Butler, Peter Carroll, Robert Cordes, David J. Fontana, Matthew David Garvey, Stephen Gerard Seller, Squad 18, Lieutenant William E. McGinn, Eric Allen, Andrew Fredericks, David Halterman, Timothy Haskell, Manuel Mojica, Lawrence Virgilio. Squad 41, Lieutenant Michael K. Healy, Thomas Patrick Cullen III, Robert Hamilton, Michael J. Lyons, Gregory Sikorsky, R. Bruce Van Hine. Squad 252, Carol Coleman, Thomas Kuvikas, Peter J. Lagoon, Patrick Lyons, Kevin Pryor. Squad 288, Lieutenant Ronald T. Kerwin, Ronnie E. Guys, Joseph Hunter, Jonathan Lee Lelke, Adam David Rand, Timothy Matthew Welton. Rescue 5.
Superintendent Ferdinand V. Marone, Chief James A. Ramato, Lieutenant Robert D. Siri, Inspector Anthony P. Infante Jr., Captain Kathy Nancy Mazza, Sergeant Robert M. Caulfield, Donald James McIntyre, Walter Arthur McNeil, Joseph Michael Navis, James Nelson, Alphonse J. Niedermeyer, James Wendell Parham, Dominic A. Pizzullo, Anthony J. Rodriguez, Richard Rodriguez, Bruce Albert Reynolds, Christopher C. Amoroso, Maurice V. Barry, Clinton Davis Sr., Donald A. Foreman, Greg J. Fromeyer, Uru Ganga Houston, George G. Howard, Thomas E. Gorman, Stephen Huxco, Paul William Jurgens, Liam Callahan, Paul Lazinski, David Prudencio Lamont, John Joseph Lennon Jr., John Dennis Levi, James Francis Lynch, John P. Scala, Walwyn W. Stewart Jr., Kenneth Tejan, Nathaniel Webb, Michael T. Wolin.
Sergeant John Gerard Coughlin. Sergeant Rodney C. Gillis. Sergeant Michael S. Curtin. Detective Joseph Vigiano. Detective Claude Daniel Richards. Mariah Ann Smith. Raymond Suarez. Paul Talty. Santos Valentin Jr. Walter E. Weaver. Ronald Philip Koffler. Thomas M. Langiones. James Patrick LaHaye. Brian Grady McDonald. John William Perry. Glenn Curran Pettit. John D'Alara. Vincent Dans. Jerome M. P. Dominguez. Stephen P. Driscoll. Mark Joseph Ellis. Robert Fazio Jr.
From EMS, Keith M. Roma, Yamel Moreno, Carlos Leo, Keith Fairbairn, Richard Perlman, Ricardo Quinn, Mark Schwartz, Mario Centaro, David Mark Sullins.
We'll continue. More names and more of the recognition right here from our own parish on the 9/11 tragedy. Don't go away. This segment was brought to you by Rouse's Markets. Feels like home. Let's continue our coverage from Veterans Park as we continue to hear the names that were listed, those names tragically killed in the 9/11 incident on the Twin Towers. And don't forget, it's hard to get all those names, but you could go to Facebook and YouTube and hear the whole ceremony as it was called out. So now, back to Veterans Park.
Now we're going to hold a moment of silence for all of those others that were killed at Ground Zero in Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C., and those that have been affected since that day, and the armed forces that have fought for our freedom since that day. We've all been invited to Chauvin Funeral Home for a gathering so we can fellowship, get something to eat, cool off, and have refreshments. They are asking if you're going to go there. They have a flag set up. They'd like us all to gather underneath the flag to take a picture as a group, and then we can head inside and fellowship together. But I thank everybody for coming. I appreciate it. And as every year, it's gotten a little bit bigger each year. We appreciate everybody coming out.
So my name is Rick Price with Woodman Life, and this is Chad Saya and his staff from Chauvin Funeral Home. We want to thank y'all for doing what you do, basically, right? All those names that got read, my daughter, right, she's 17, so she wasn't around when this event happened, but it's up to us to teach them about it, right? And all those names, y'all finished, and she said, those were just first responders. Those were just first responders. And the thing I think about, because my dad was a fireman too, the thing I think about that I appreciate from all of you is that when tragedy happens, right, most people get scared, most people run away, they look to hide. You are the ones that run to it. You are the ones that when there's a car wreck, you see what you can do to help. And it's second nature. the amount of training you all do, the amount of preparation you do. It's just second nature that you run to where the violence is. You run to where the problems are. So I appreciate that for myself. And it made me tear up hearing all those names. It really did. It was choking me up because those people ran into the building just to help their fellow Americans, right? And that's what you all still do today. So that spirit's still alive. What I want to do is we're going to do a candlelit vigil. There's 4 candles here, one for police, one for EMS, one for fire, and one for Port Authority police. So if I can have Chief Henry and the other Chief Henry and Chief Henry's, and if y'all want to go over here and light each one of those candles, then we'll get Sheriff Tim, if you want to come on behalf of the police. I know your name. Troy Wozniak, come over here. You'll be the Port Authority. Just light each one of those. And now what we'll do, we'll have Woodman Life Chapter 308 officers put a lot of effort, and the Chauvin Funeral Home staff put a lot of effort into getting this ready. So thank you all again. Ms. Judy Gode is going to have some tiny flags. If y'all want to make a line here along this wall, she's going to hand each person a flag to stick in that little styrofoam. Toby, if you want to start. And if you want to light a candle, if anybody wants to light a small tea candle, I encourage everybody to come put a flag in and light a candle. And we're waiting on food, and then we're going to share fellowship. So let's make a line and celebrate America and what you do. You know, 9/12 was the most American day ever, right? Everybody was American on that day. I remember where I was. We all remember where we were, right? So that's why we want to continue to celebrate the symbol that is the American flag. Woodman Life's very big. The only entity that gives out more flags than Woodman Life is the federal government, right? So we want to make sure it's flying proud. We want to make sure people remember what it represents. So with that being said, there's a poem that Mr. Mark Stevenson, the one and only, legendary, is going to read. I was born on June 14th, 1777. I am more than just a cloth shaped into a design. I am the refuge and the world's oppressed people. I am the silent sentinel of freedom. I am the inspiration for which American patriots give their lives and fortunes. And I have led your sons into battle from Valley Forge to the bloody jungles of Vietnam. I walk in silence with each of you and your honored dead to their resting place. Beneath the silent white crosses, row upon row. I have flown through peace and war, strife and prosperity, and amidst it all, I have been respected. My red stripes symbolize the blood spilled in defense of this glorious nation. My white stripes signify the burning tears shed by Americans who lost their sons. My blue field is indicative of God's heaven under which I fly, and my stars are clustered together, unifying 50 states as one for God and country. Old Glory is my name, and I proudly wave high. Honor me, respect me, defend me with your lives and fortunes. Never let my enemies tear me down from my lofty position, lest I never return. Keep alight the fires of patriotism, strive earnestly for the spirit of democracy. Worship eternal God and his commandments, and I shall remain the bulwark of peace and freedom for all mankind.
Just to kind of follow what Rick said, he did such a great job. But again, thank you all for what you do for our community and for your fellow neighbors. We don't just remember today, but we remember today every day. And we carry the grief and hurt with everyone else and the families that were lost. And we continue to pray for them. But as we move forward in the years to come, we are to teach those that come after us about this moment, because we just will not forget. We will not forget, but we also will remain strong. We are thankful for Woodman Life to partner up with us here today. The food is on their way. I called 3 times yesterday. So I wanted it to be nice and hot for you guys. So, but thank you all again for just being part of this community. You all are our first responders. Unfortunately, we are the last responders, but we all are here to serve our community. So thank you all so very much.
Once again, thanks for joining us as we certainly thank the first responders for doing this year in and year out in all law enforcement. And you can go to Facebook and YouTube, the HTV Facebook and YouTube, to hear all the names that were called out. I'm Martin Falls. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again on another episode of Bayou Town. This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne Ford. Built Ford tough.